Hey, Jorey here with another quick video on. Today I want to talk about PTSD specifically because that's what I was diagnosed with, and I wanted to talk about kind of what gave me hope that I could recover. Right. So, and by the way, I'm in the recovery process. I've been physically symptom-free for about 6 months, and I still deal with some parts of PTSD, but I deal with them, right? It doesn't control me. I am able to live a full life even with it. So one thing that was really helpful to me when I started to look for a solution was to understand physiologically what's happening, right? So with PTSD, okay, let me back up. So our emotions are connected to our body physiologically, right? On a certain level, we already understand this. We know this. For example, if I said, I'm super nervous to go into a meeting, it's a big meeting, I'm really, really nervous, what part of my body is going to be reacting? I'm going to say that something hurts. What hurts? It's your stomach, right? Or if I say I am stressed out, I'm so full of stress and something, part of me is just killing me, right? What is it? It's our head. So we understand that our emotions, the stress, the fear, the excitement, it causes physiological reactions, right? So I wanted to know what was going on physiologically with me because of my PTSD. And this is what I found out. So when we experience, so we've got this this lizard brain, right? The part of our brain that is the oldest part of our brain, and it cares about one thing, and that one thing is that you stay alive, right? It doesn't care how much money you make. It doesn't care what your relationships are like. It doesn't care about anything other than you being alive. This is where the fight or flight part of our brain kicks in. And so when we experience something traumatic, when we have some sort of an emotional trauma in our life, our brain, it starts to prepare us for danger, right? And so it pumps out two different hormones to kick off that fight or flight reaction, which is going to be adrenaline, which we're aware of, and then there's another one called cortisol. And what happens with PTSD, especially in prolonged trauma, is that the cortisol and the adrenaline levels don't go down to their pre-emotional trauma levels. And so you stay at this heightened level, and we get used to it. And so we no longer think that we are on adrenaline and cortisol, but we actually really are, which is why it takes less for somebody with PTSD to be it takes less for them to react to a situation of danger, of startlement, of whatever it might be, because their adrenaline and their cortisol levels are already high. So when you have PTSD, when you have acute stress disorder, when you have some sort of an emotional trauma, you have to remember that the levels of adrenaline and cortisol are already elevated in your mind. They're already elevated in your brain physiologically. And what that does is it awakens some parts of your body, and it deadens other parts of your body. You ever heard of that when you're angry you get dumber? That's actually physiologically true, because when you get angry and the adrenaline and the cortisol kick in, it tells the cognitive part of our brain, the more rational part of our brain, it tells it to kind of just slow down a little bit, because we don't need it. We're here to fight for our life. We don't need the high level of intellect. So we actually physiologically get dumber when we get angry. So, which is why we say dumb things when we're upset. But anyway, that's basically what I wanted to talk about this morning. And the reason that I wanted to bring that up is because this is something that can be managed, right? This is something that when you understand that that's what's happening when you have a PTSD episode, right? You're triggered or whatever. Triggering, by the way, just means that there was something in your environment that reminded you of a memory. It might be just an emotional memory. It may not be. There's two different kinds of memories that I refer to. They're called your emotional memory, and then there's your movie memory. Your movie memory may not be letting you know that it remembered something, but your emotional memory does. That's what the trigger is. So Anyway, all that to say this: you can either fix PTSD by working from what's called the top down, right? From your brain to your body, or from bottom up, body to mind. And you can get that. I got that from Dr. Bessel van der Kolk in the book, The Body Keeps the Score. It's a phenomenal book. If you haven't read it, I really suggest you do. So you can heal, and it is literally as simple but as difficult as learning what's going on with your body and with your mind and with your emotions, and learning how to counteract those intentionally, right? It's putting new tools in your toolbox. That's all it is. There's different ways to do it. People always ask me, what's the best treatment for PTSD? The best treatment for PTSD is the one that works for you. So there's a couple, there's several out there, but if you would like help coaching, going down that path of learning what's going on with you and how to counteract that, I would love to help you. I am a trauma-informed life coach. I am a national keynote speaker, and I'm a trainer, and I would love to help you the best that I can. So everybody stay safe out there, and remember that tomorrow's a better day than today. So we'll talk to you soon. Bye.